Hello and welcome back to the Oxbridge Formula. And then we insert a little thing about the Oxbridge Formula, a little advert. Okay, so hello, and it's great to be here today with Jack, who studies at Fitzwilliam College in Cambridge. So hi Jack, would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so as Mary says, I study law at Fitzwilliam College. I've just finished my second year and will be going into my third year in October. I live in North Wales, and that's just pretty much it, really, but on a basic level.
It's great to have another Northern Welshie again interview too. Perfect. So I think we'll start off. I think it's like a really popular question amongst people who are applying to Oxford. But how did you pick Fitzwilliam?
I didn't.
Nice.
So, sort of uniquely, maybe regrettably now, I did an open application to Cambridge. I didn't really know that much about the colleges. I hadn't really had a chance to go down to Cambridge because obviously it's quite a mammoth task to be able to go from Rail, which is obviously on the one of the most northern parts of Wales, all the way down to Cambridge. It's quite a big ask, and I didn't manage to do it. So I didn't really feel like I was in a position where I could really pin myself to the mast of a college and be comfortable with that. So to me, the open application, I was quite happy to go anywhere in the end at Cambridge. I just wanted to go to Cambridge. So the open application served my purposes pretty well. I think looking now, if I was to apply again, I probably would choose Fitz. I was really pleased with where I was pulled to begin with. But I can talk a little bit more about that in a bit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's really, really interesting that you didn't apply. You didn't open up an application, but looking back, you probably would pick a college. So I know a lot of
Yeah.
people will probably be in the same position as you, like, oh, I don't know that much about Oxford or Cambridge, about the colleges, so I'll just do an open application. So do you
Yeah.
recommend maybe doing some research beforehand?
Yeah, I think so. Only because it does give you more certainty and you have more control over your application then. Doing an open application, the choice is completely removed from you and you can end up literally anywhere. I think anecdotally it seems to be worse if you are a woman as well, where there seems to be a bit of an idea that if you apply openly as a woman, you will end up at a women's only college. So if that's not something you want to do, then it can be quite a good incentive to do a bit of research first.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Because I know personally, I would not want to end up in an all-women's college. So yeah, I think that's a really good thing for girls to know that if they don't just want that environment, then definitely pick a college. So yeah, you said you're really, really happy with where you ended up. Did you interview at Fitzwilliam then? Or did you have an interview at a different college and get pulled after that?
Yeah, so I was interviewed at Fitzwilliam. I'm sorry if you can hear water. I've got like a header tank behind
No,
me in my
that's all
room.
right, don't worry.
Yeah, but yeah, I was interviewed at Fitzwilliam. It was the first time I'd seen Fitzwilliam and actually been to Cambridge at all. The interview was really good, and I think when I went, I did like Fitz, and I realised that it was a place that I quite liked. It was very modern. People were really nice, and it just seemed somewhere where I could feel at home. And I think that's really, really important. And that would be my advice for anyone when you're choosing your college: is you have to bear in mind that you're going to be there for at least 3 years, and you spend an awful lot of time at college. So it really is fundamental that college is somewhere where you can feel at home. And I know that's a point where I'm at, where, say, in lectures, I'll say to my friends, I'm going to go home now. I never thought that that would be something I would say, but it is something I say, and I really do see college as home.
That's so nice. Yeah, I agree. I think it's so important to be able to see yourself living there because, like you said, it does become your home. And yeah, if people don't like the colleges, which I think is quite rare actually, I think people grow to love their college no matter what. But yeah, I think it is so, so important to love where you live. Yeah. And is there anything in particular that you think is special about Fitzwilliam that you appreciate and that like you'd be sad to be missing out on if you were somewhere else?
I think Fitz has this really nice cohesion between all the students where we call it a Fitz family really, where everybody does seem to be really close, and that's across subjects and across year groups, where your friend base becomes really diverse in that regard. And I think that is really, really valuable. And I truthfully do think it's not something that you get at all colleges. Talking to some other friends that I have, it doesn't seem to be something that they have necessarily. Whereas I think at Fitz, we really have nailed down that sort of the collegiate atmosphere among students there. So I've got a lot of friends who aren't in my year and don't do my subject, and it seems really quite odd that that should be something that would happen. But it happens quite seamlessly at Fitz, and I'm really grateful for that. I think another thing is just how dearly Fitz holds social mobility to its core. So Fitz, when it was originally established, 1869 was when it was sort of established as a not an official college. It was designed as an access college at the time. I mean, by modern standards, it wouldn't be anything of the sort. It was just lower fees for people who still had a good amount of money to go and study at Cambridge. But nonetheless, contemporaneously, it was an access college. And as time's gone on, Fitz hasn't let that go, and it is still known now as an access college. And we do an awful lot of work, I think, on making sure that access is at the top of the priorities list, and that we really do pay close attention to our outreach link areas. We really do pay close attention to making sure that the environment at Fitz is as inclusive as it can be. And I'm really proud of that as well, because it's not to say that other colleges don't have that, but I think Fitz does better than a lot of colleges in that regard. And I think when you have the collegiate atmosphere with friends combined with that social mobility mission, it really does create an atmosphere where you feel welcome and you feel as though you can really thrive there, but you feel at home too.
Yeah, I think that's super important, because I think the people who are applying to Oxford and Cambridge do worry that some of the stereotypes are there and that they won't fit in, and that it's mainly a place for private school students. So the fact that like access is at the core of Fitz is really, really great to hear. Have you been involved in any access initiatives with Fitz yourself?
Yeah, so I've been really fortunate. I was elected in December as the Target and Access Exec on the JCR. So just to clarify, JCR is essentially grown-up student council that gets stuff done. And I was really, really happy to gain that position, because it means an awful lot to me to be in a position where you're able to try and do something. And I guess it's sort of not pulling the ladder back up after you and making sure that other people can do what you did, but trying to make it easy for them as well. There's always work to be done, and there's always improvements that can be made. So I think it's really, really quite vital that we have that introspective evaluation and really try and reflect on what we can be doing to make sure things are better.
So in your role, what type of things are you working towards?
So I think you can divide it into two main areas of work, really, where one of them is the pre-matriculation and one of them is post-matriculation. So pre-matriculation is just when you join the college as an official member. A pre-matriculation, that's the application. It's once you've got the offer, trying to meet the offer itself, which can be quite a daunting prospect for an awful lot of people.
Yeah.
The main part of that work, I think, is just trying to inspire confidence and, really inspire people to pursue their aims. And I think that's best summarised as in when you have a UCAS application, you have 5 choices. So it seems to me that even if you think your chances are slim and you don't think you'll get into Cambridge or Oxford, I don't think you stand an awful lot by making one of your 5 choices Oxford or Cambridge. It seems to me that if you think you have even the slightest chance of being able to gain a place, you should put it down. I also think that if you're in a position where you think you have the slightest chance, your chances are probably higher, because